I'm Marthel Neville, and you're in the strategy room. Seems another Republican is getting set to run for president in 2016. Sources telling Fox News South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is planning to announce his presidential campaign on June 1st. Graham, who has often been a critic of President Obama's foreign policy, is hoping to drive the discussion towards national security issues while on the campaign trail. Here with the reaction are political strategists Douglas Smith and Ashley Intartaglia. Good to see both of you.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Very good. Douglas, I'm going to flip this. You're the Democrat on this panel, and I'm going to ask you the question first. What are Graham's chances if he does decide to run for president?
Unfortunately, I actually think his chances are tragically small. I actually happen to like Senator Graham. I think he has taken a lot of really interesting positions on foreign policy. I think, unfortunately, he is way too moderate for the Republican primary process. I mean, while his positions on national security are incredibly strong, his positions on a lot of the other social issues, be it the environment, et cetera, are just definitely not going to be up to what early Republican primary voters are looking for.
All right, Ashley, you tell me, what do you think Senator Graham's chances are if he decides to run?
Well, one, I think he should run. I'm excited that he's going to jump in the race. Two, I think the bigger role that he's going to play is while the chances of him winning the primary or a general would be slim, he is going to be a key player in driving the continued discussion on foreign policy and domestic security, along with several other of the Republican candidates. And look, as consumers and voters, we like options. We like competition. So this is a good thing that the field is as big as it is, and that one more is going to jump in. And another good point is, in the past, Democrats and the Democratic primaries have traditionally been the place, they like to argue that they are the party of diversity with a wide array of candidates. This go around, the table has turned, and it is definitely the Republicans that are offering such a wide array and a diverse group of candidates. You have candidates that take very differing stances on foreign policy, immigration, and many other topics. So I think this is one that's going to go very well for Republicans.
So, Ashley, let me stay with you then. If you're saying that Senator Graham will drive the conversation about national security, how will Senator Graham stand out from that field of hopefuls?
Well, I don't know that it's that he stands out, but he joins others like Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Marco Rubio in really unifying one of the key messages of the Republicans in general, that foreign policy is going to be one of the big talking points. And the person who is at the bad end of this, or the receiving end of the bad side of this, is going to be Hillary Clinton, who, as we know, has some major issues when it comes to foreign policy in terms of her time as Secretary of State and the recent controversies surrounding the Clinton Global Initiative.
And do you think, Ashley, that those controversies that you just highlighted, that will supersede whatever experience former Senator Clinton, Secretary of State Clinton, has in foreign policy?
Well, I think it's going to force her, unfortunately, to answer a lot of questions early on. What should be a Republican primary is looking like it's going to be a Republican firing squad on foreign policy, because it's going to be very interesting to see how quickly a lot of these candidates come out of the gate with TV ads and campaign advertisements that don't go after their fellow Republicans, but go straight to Hillary Clinton on the foreign policy issues. Okay,
Douglas, I haven't forgotten about you, but I want to pop up a recent Fox News poll regarding the 2016 GOP nominee preferences. And there you have, way down there is, you've got Rubio, of course, at the top, 13%, Walker, 12%, Paul, 10%, Bush and Huckabee at 9%, and so on. And then you have Graham at 1%. And Douglas, of course, money and donors are key. I mean, could Graham get the financial backing?
Yeah, I don't think so, unfortunately. Look, I think the interesting thing on Senator Graham is much of his foreign policy beliefs are right in sync with former Secretary Clinton's policies. So, I think as a lot of the Republicans force all their fire against former Secretary Clinton, I think that really speaks to the weakness in the Republicans on national security, and sort of the fear they have that the overwhelming majority of Americans actually believe Hillary Clinton on some of these issues, believe her job training, that she hits it on day one, will be ready to act on so many of these things. And look, quite honestly, while do I like the fact there is this tempest in a teapot around donors for the Clinton Global Initiative or anything, not particularly, but I do think it speaks to the fear they have and the strength of her as a candidate. Now, I will say on the Democratic side, there is tremendous diversity. I mean, you can't put much more space between Hillary Clinton and the esteemed senator from the state of Vermont who jumped in this week and who was running against her.
Bernie Sanders. Ashley, let me give you the final word.
Well, I was in remarks to what Doug said about Lindsey Graham being close in line with Hillary on some of her foreign policies. I doubt highly that Lindsey Graham feels the same way about Benghazi that Hillary does, or the controversy now surrounding her negotiations with Russia and the Uranium One deal, or even some of the things that happened when she was a senator and Secretary of State in relation to Indian nuclear policy that took place. So I think you're going to start to see a lot of that come out as more and more of those stories start to filter through the cracks as well.
And we will watch all the stories that will filter through the cracks. Ashley, Douglas, I thank you both. And want to let you guys know to check out foxnews.com for more on the 2016 presidential race. I'm Marthel Neville. Thanks for watching.